In this lecture we'll talk about the structure of the great poem, The Night in the Panther Skin. Actually, the poem is constructed, it consists of 1669 stanzas, and each stanza consists of 4 rhyming lines, and each line consists of 16 syllables. Actually, the poem itself is constructed according to a unique poetic form that is called shairi, and as already mentioned, each stanza consists of 4 rhyming lines, and each line consists of 16 syllables. So, and we have 2 types of shairi. We have the Marali shairi and the Bali shairi. In the Marali shairi, the line is broken into 4 segments. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each segment consists of 4 syllables. So it is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. And we have a break or a comma after the second segment here. While according to in the second type, that is the Dabali shairi or Lo shairi, the line are also broken into, each line is broken into 4 segments, 1, 2, 3, 4, but the structure of the 16 segments in each line is different. In the Dabali shairi, the first segment consists of 5 syllables, the second segment consists of 3 syllables, then you have a comma after the second segment, then the third segment consists of 5 syllables, and finally the last segment, the fourth segment, consists of 3 syllables. Okay, I repeat again that in the Marali shairi, the structure of the 16 syllables are 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, with a comma after the second segment, while in the Dabali shairi, the structure of the 16 syllables in each line are 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, with a comma after the second segment. Okay, and I have to clarify and define also 2 new concepts of fast pace and slow pace. Actually, when the pace of the plot is fast, then the structure of the 16 syllables will be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and the rhyming will be on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line, while if the pace of the plot is slow, then the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming will be on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. Okay, so what is a fast pace? Actually, when you have in the stanza things that happened during a long period of time, then the pace of the plot is fast. Okay, and what is a slow pace? Slow pace, we have 3 conditions, or each of the following 3 conditions will be actually will be according to the Bali shairi. If we have the condition, it will be according to the slow pace. If the poet expresses emotions in the stanza, then it will be according to the slow pace, or if the stanza consists of metaphors, it also will be slow pace, the Bali Shairi, or if the poet quotes the words of some character, it also will be according to the slow pace. Okay, so I repeat again. If we have one of the three things, the following three things, the stanza will be according to the Dabari Shari or in slow pace. If the poet expresses emotions in the stanza, or the poet or the stanza consists of metaphors, or if the poet quotes the words of some character, then in each of the three conditions it will be in a slow pace of the Bali Shairi, and the stanza will be in a fast pace if you have in the stanza, you're talking in the stanza about things that happened during a long period of time. Okay? So in order to clarify those new concepts, I will present to you a couple of examples. We'll start with stanza 802. Stanza 802 is in chapter 11, and chapter 11 is about the testament of Abtandil to King Ostevan when he stole away. Abtandil is the commander of the Arab armies, and Ostevan is the king of Arabia. And in stanza 802, we have the poet quotes the things that Abtandil tells to King Ostevan, and whenever you have a quoting in the stanza, it will be automatically in according to the Dabari Shari, it is in a slow pace, because it is things that happened at a certain moment. Therefore, it is slow pace, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming will be on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. Okay? Actually, in stanza 802, Abtandil, the commander of the Arab armies, tells to King Ostevan, the king of Arabia, that if something terrible will happen to him during his journey to India to meet Tariel, his friend Tariel, then he asks from King Ostevan that the king should mourn his death, and also that he should mention his name favorably. Okay? So I read the stanza in the translation to English, then I read it in the original language, and we'll analyze it. So stanza 802 in the translation to English is as follows: If fate, the destroyer of all, destroy me, an orphan I shall die, traveling unmourned by parents, nor will those who brought me up, nor the friend whom I trust enshroud me, then indeed will you, merciful, tender heart, have pity on me. Okay, now read the stanza in the original language, and we'll analyze it. The stanza in the original language is as follows: Trusat ut roman damam hos, ovelta damam hobelman, Haribi Mogde Haribat, Verdami Tiros Schobelman, Verar Shem Sudron Das Diltada Verza Misan Dobelman, Moshe Mitzralos Twenman Ve Gulman Motzalem Lobelman. So we start with the first line number 1. The first word of line number 1 are two Satut Roman. Two consists of one syllable, Satut Roman consists of 4 syllables. In total, those two words, two Satut Roman, consist of 5 syllables. Then the third word of line number 1 of stanza 802 is Da Mamchos. It consists of 3 syllables. Then we have the next two words are Ovelta Da Mamch. Ovelta consists of 3 syllables. Da Mamch consists of 2 syllables. In total, Ovelta Da Mamch consists of 5 syllables. And finally, we have Obelman that consists of 3 syllables. So in conclusion, you can say that line number 1 of stanza 802 is broken into 4 segments of 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 syllables. And the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables, that is to say, the last 3 syllables of the last word. The last word in line number 1 is Damam Hobelman. It consists of 5 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of this word Damam Hobelman, that is to say, the rhyming is on Obelman. Okay, and the repetition is on the last 7 letters of the last word. The last word of line number 1 is Damam Hobelman. It consists of 13 letters, and the repetition is on the last 7 letters of this word Damam Hobelman. That is to say, the repetition is on the following letters: O, B, A, L, M, A, and N. Then we have in line number 2, the first 2 words are Ra-Ri-Bi, Mokde. Ra-Ri-Bi consists of 3 syllables, and Mokde also consists, and Mokde consists of 2 syllables. In total, Ra-Ri-Bi, Mokde consists of 5 syllables. And then we have Ra-Ri-Bat. The next word is Ra-Ri-Bat, the third word of line number 2. Ra-Ri-Bat consists of 3 syllables. And then we have the next 2 words are Ver Da Mitiros. Ver consists of 1 syllable. Da Mitiros consists of 4 syllables. In total, Ver Da Mitiros consists of 5 syllables. And then the last word of line number 2 is Shobelman. Shobelman consists of 3 syllables. So in conclusion, we can say that line number 2 of stanza 802 is broken into 4 segments of 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables, that is to say, the last 3 syllables of the word Schobelman. The last word Schobelman is Obelman. So the rhyming is on Obelman, and the repetition is on the last 7 letters of this word Schobelman. The word Schobelman consists of 9 letters, and the repetition is on the last 7 letters of this word, that is to say, on the letters O, B, A, L, M, A, and N. Then the next line number 3, the first 2 words of line number 3 are Verar, Shem, Sudron. Verar consists of 2 syllables, Shem, Sudron consists of 3 syllables. In total, those 2 words, Verar, Shem, Sudron, consist of 5 syllables. Then we have the third word of line number 3 in stanza 802 is Das Din Ta. It consists of 3 syllables. Then we have the next word are Da Verza Misand. Da consists of 1 syllable, Verza consists of 2 syllables, and Misand consists of 2 syllables. So in total, those words Da Verza Misand consist of 1 plus 2 plus 2. That is to say 5 syllables. And finally, we have Obelman that consists of 3 syllables. So in conclusion, we can say that line number 3 of stanza 802 is broken into 4 segments of 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word. The last word of line number 3 is Misandobelman. The word Misandobelman consists of 5 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of this word, that is to say, on Obelman. and the repetition of the last 7 letters of the word Misandubelman. The word Misandubelman consists of 13 letters, and the repetition is on the last 7 letters of this word, that is to say, on the words O, B, A, L, M, A, and N. And finally, in line number 4, the first 2 words are Mun, Shemitzralos. Mun consists of 1 syllable, Shemitzralos consists of 4 syllables. In total, Mun Shemitzralos consists of 5 syllables. Then the third word of line number 4 of stanza 802 is Tquen Manve. Tquen Manve consists of 3 syllables. Then we have Gulman Motzalem. Gulman consists of 2 syllables, and Motzalem consists of 3 syllables. So in total, those 2 words, Gulman Motzalem, consist of 5 syllables. And finally, we have Obelman, that consists of 3 syllables. So, in conclusion, we can say that line number 4, stanza 802, is broken into 4 segments of 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line, that is to say, Obelman, 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 and Obelman, and the repetition is on the last 7 letters of the last word in each line. That is to say, the repetition is on the following letters: O, B, A, L, M, A, and N. Okay, so we finished with stanza 802. In the next step, I will present to you stanza 791. Stanza 791 is an aphorism about love. What is an aphorism? An aphorism is a concise statement that expresses a general truth or a sentiment or a principle. And stanza 791 is an aphorism about love. And usually, whenever you have an aphorism in the poem, it will be in a Marali Shairi, in a fast pace. That is to say, the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. The rhyming will be on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. But we have also exceptions. That is to say, we have an aphorism with that they are constructed according to the Dabari Shairi. That is to say, they are in a slow pace, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in those aphorisms are 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. But in stanza 791, it is not an exception, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in each line is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. And actually, in the poem, we have more than 200 aphorisms. So we read stanza 791 in the translation to English, then I read it in the original English, and then we analyze it. So stanza 791 in the translation to English is as follows: Thou hast read how the apostles write of love, how they speak of it, how they praise it. Know thou it, and harmonize thy knowledge. Love exalted us. This is, as it were, the tinkling burden of their song. If thou conceive not this, how can I convince ignorant men? Okay, now I read the stanza in the original English. So, stanza 791 in the Jordan language is as follows: Tzagikit Chavs, Sichwa Rulsa, Mochikulli, Ragwar Teren, Vititrian, Vitakeben, Tzan, Snobani Miaperen, Sichwa Ruli, Agwa Marlev, Svitejwani Amashmeren, Shenar Jerchar, Ustavlelikatsni, Vitzza Shevajeren. So we start with line number 1. the first word of line number 1 of stanza 791 is Sa Greek 8 halves. It consists of 4 syllables. The second word is Sir Wa Rul Sa. It consists of 4 syllables also. The third word of line number 1 of stanza 791 is Mo Si Kul Ni. It consists of 4 syllables. And finally, the last two words of line number 1 of stanza 791 is Ragwar Teren. Ragwar consists of 2 syllables and Teren also consists of 2 syllables. So in conclusion, you can say that line number 1 is broken into 4 segments of 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 syllables. And the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. The last word in line number 1 is Teren, and the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of this word, that is to say, Eren. So the rhyming here is on the last 2 words, on the last the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. That is to say, Eren, 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 and Eren. And the repetition is on the last 4 letters of the last word in each line. The last word in line number 1 is Eren. It consists of 5 letters, and therefore, and the repetition is on the last 4 letters of this word. That is to say, on the following letters A, R, A, and N. Then the first 2 words of line number 2 are Vit, Itwian. Vit consists of 1 syllable, Itwian consists of 3 syllables. In total, those 2 words, Vit, Itwian, consist of 4 syllables. Then the next 2 words of line number 2 are Vit, Akeben. Vit consists of 1 syllable, Akeben consists of 3 syllables. In total, those 2 words, Vit, Akeben, consist of 4 syllables. Then the next 2 words of line number 2 are Chan, Snubani. Chan consists of 1 syllable, Snubani consists of 3 syllables. So in total, those 2 words, Chan, Snubani, consist of 4 syllables. And finally, the last word of line number 2 of stanza 791 is Mi A Peren. The word Mi A Peren consists of 4 syllables. So in conclusion, you can say that line number 2 of stanza 791 is broken into 4 segments of 4 syllables in each segment. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of the last word. The last word is Mia Peren. It consists of 4 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of this word, Mia Peren. That is to say, the rhyming is on Eren, and the repetition is on the last 4 letters of the last word, Mia Peren. The word Mia Peren consists of 8 letters, and the repetition is on the last 4 letters of this word Mia Peren. That is to say, on the letters A, R, A, and N. And in line number 3, the first word is Sir Wa Ru Li. It consists of 4 syllables. Then the second word of line number 3 is Al Wa Mar Lebs. It also consists of 4 syllables. Then the next 2 words of line number 3 is Vit Ejwani. Vit consists of 1 syllable, Ejwani consists of 3 syllables. So in total, we have 4 syllables in the words Vit Ejwani. And finally, the last 2 words of line number 3 of stanza 791 are Amas Jreren. Amas consists of 2 syllables, and Jreren also consists of 2 syllables. So in total, in those 2, we have 4 syllables in the words Amas Jreren. Okay, so in conclusion, we can say that stanza number 3, line number 3 in stanza 791 is broken into 4 segments of 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of the last word. The last word is Jreren. It consists of 2 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables, that is to say, Eren. Okay, and the repetition is on the last 4 letters of the last 4 letters of the last word. The last word is Jreren. It consists of 6 letters, and the repetition is on the last 4 letters, that is to say, on the letters A, R, A, and N. And finally, we have in line number 4, we have the first four words are Shen, Ar, Jer, Har. Each word consists of one syllable, therefore in total we have four syllables on those four words, Shen, Ar, Jer, Har. Then we have the fifth word of line number 791 is Ush, Tzav, Lel, Ni. It consists of four syllables. Then we have the next two words are Katsni, Vitzsa. Katsni consists of two syllables and Vitzsa also consists of two syllables. So in total we have four syllables in the words Katsni, Vitzsa. And finally we have the last word of line number 4 is Sheva Jeren. Sheva Jeren consists of four syllables, so therefore we can say that line number 4 of standard 791 is broken into four segments of 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last two syllables of the last word in each line. That is to say, the rhyming here is on, we have Eren, 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 and Eren. And the repetition is on the last four letters of the last word in each line. And the letters are as follows: A, R, A, and N. Okay, so in conclusion, we can say that the standard 791, that is an aphorism about love, it is constructed according to the Marali Shairi. It is in a fast pace, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in each line are 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and the rhyming is on the last two syllables of the last word in each line. That is to say, Eren, 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 and Eren, and the repetition is on the last four letters of the last word in each line. That is to say, A, R, A, and N. Okay, so we finish with standard 791. In the next step, I present to you standard number 2. Standard number 2 is part of the prologue. This great poem, The Night in the Panther Skin, consists of prologue and epilogue. And the prologue is the introduction to the poem. It is not part of the story of the poem. And actually here in standard number 2, the poet quotes the things that he says to God, and whenever you have a quote in the poem, it will always be in a Dabali Shairi, according to the slow pace. Why? Because it is things that happened at a certain moment. Therefore, the structure of the 16 syllables in standard number 2 will be 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming will be on the last three syllables of the last word in each line. Okay, so I'll read the stanza in the translation to English, then I'll read it in the original language, and the only thing that we'll see here is on how many letters of the last word the poet repeats. Okay, so stanza number 2, the translation to English is as follows: O one God, thou didst create the face of every form. Shield me, give me mastery to trample on Satan. Give me the longing of lovers, lasting even unto death. Lightening of the burden of sins I must bear thither with me. The stanza in the original language is as follows: Merto, shen shekven sacher ovli satanisa, shen damipare tzleva metz dat kunvad mesatanisa, momets vijnu tasurvili sikdid me gasatanisa, sodvata shesubukeba muntana tasatanisa. As I already mentioned before, because of the fact that standard number 2 is the quoting of the things that the poet prays to God, it will be in the Bali Shari in a slow pace, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming will be on the last three syllables of the last word in line. Actually, in standard number 2, the poet praises God that created the universe, and he asks from God that God will give him, will protect him from the Satan, and that God also lighten the burden of the sins that he must bear with him, and finally that the God will give him the longing of lovers lasting until death. Okay, so as I already mentioned before, the structure of the 16 syllables in each line is 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. The last word in line number 1 is Tanisa. Tanisa is a body, and the rhyming is on Tanisa, that consists of 3 syllables. Then in line number 2, the last word of line number 2, of stanza number 2, is Satanisa. Satanisa is the Satan. It consists of 4 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of this word, Satanisa. That is to say, the rhyming is on Tanisa. Then the last word of line number 3 of stanza number 2 is Gasatanisa. Gasatanisa consists of 5 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of this word, Gasatanisa. That is to say, the rhyming is on Tanisa. And finally, the last word of line number 4 is Tasatanisa. The word Tasatanisa consists of 5 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of this word, Tasatanisa, that is to say, Tanisa. So the rhyming in stanza number 2 is on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line, that is to say, Tanisa, 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 and Tanisa. Now we'll see on how many letters of the last word the poet repeats. The last word of line number 1 is Tanisa. The word Tanisa consists of 6 letters as follows: T-A-N-E-S-N-A. And the poet repeats on all the letters of the last word Tanisa. That is to say, the poet repeats on the last 6 letters of the last word in each line. You can see it also in line number 2. The last word of line number 2 is Satanisa. The word Satanisa, that is the Satan, it consists of 8 letters, and the poet repeats on the last 6 letters of this word Satanisa, that is to say, in the letters T-A, N-E-S, and A. And finally, in line number 3, the last word of line number 3 is Gasatanisa. The word Gasatanisa consists of 10 letters, and the poet repeats on the last 6 letters of this word Gasatanisa, that is to say, on letters T, A, N, E, S, and A. And finally, in line number 4, the last word is Tasatanisa. It consists of 10 letters, and the poet repeats on the last 6 letters of this word Tasatanisa, that is to say, T, A, N, E, S, and A. So in conclusion, you can say that the poet repeats on the last 6 letters of the last word in stanza number 2, and the letters are as follows: T, A, N, E, S, and A. And the structure of the 16 syllables in each line is according to the Dabani Shari, it is in a slow pace. Therefore, the structure are 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. That is to say, Tanisa, 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 and Tanisa. Okay, so actually, the great poet Shota Ustaveli succeeded to combine all the characteristics that I mentioned here, and it is actually something that is very unique, and this poem is translated into 55 languages, and it is considered as one of the most genius poems that was written by mankind. Okay, thank you very much.